Bed Wars 4s. No, not that 4s. It's not a real game mode. Bed Wars 4s. So we all know that 4v4s is the easiest game mode to get a high win streak in. Solos is very luck based because solos. Doubles is more skill based since you have to do most of the work yourself. And in 3s there are a lot of sweaty parties queuing. 4s, however, 4s is the easiest mode. Now you may say, well, SalazarsRevenge, if 4s is so easy and you're not even that good at PvP, why can't I get a high win streak in 4s? And the answer to that, ladies and gentlemen, is yes, you can. Anyone can, as long as you have the correct tools in your toolbox and you know how to. And that's what today's video is for, going over one of the best 4v4v4v4 strategies to exist. All jokes aside, the strategy I'm about to show you will guarantee you a high win streak, provided you understand the basics of it. Many top players currently use some form of this strategy to grind their win streaks. For those veterans or players I grind with watching this that think they already know the strategy, don't click off the video since I've included quite a few useful points which you may not know of. You know, there's always something to learn. Now, to understand this strategy, we need to travel back in time. A couple of months after Bed Wars first came out, a player by the name of Jin created a guild called the Illumination, a private guild for close friends. There, the simplest but most effective strategy at that time was created and kept a secret for many months, known as the IYN strategy. It involved playing only 2 maps, Lectus and Invasion, and side rushing on them with TNT. It was simple to carry out and didn't require much skill, but it was highly effective as no one knew about it. The IYN guild at that time thrived and was most famous for being the #1 guild Bed Wars wise, both with their strategies and win streaks. Whilst I was a member there, I hit my first 1000 win streak, and so did Dephone.
Months went by. Nobody could pass the 1000 win streak mark. Until December, when a new challenger appeared, and his name was SalazarsRevenge, and aided by his guild In, who are well known for their ability to left-click on mattresses. He became the second person to reach a 1000 win streak in Bed Wars. Nothing could stop him except accidentally entering a game without any of his teammates, which he did, and then lost.
The IYN guild was the guild back then. Over months and months, as Bed Wars was updated with new maps and items, new strategies were created and revamped, but the In strategy stood the test of time. Till today, many players use that very strat without even realizing it. To this day, I still use it as well, but obviously adapted to the new Bed Wars era, where the average Bed Wars player's IQ is slightly higher, just a bit. Now, how exactly does this strategy work? What makes it so effective? Welcome to how you can get an insane win streak in 4v4. Starting off, each of the 4 players in the team has a specific role but work together as a pair. There are 2 bridgers and 2 TNTers, and each pair consists of a single bridger and a single TNTer. Now, the bridgers wait for 24 to 32 iron, depending on the map, then throw all their gold, which is normally 3 or 4, back to their partner. Then they buy wool blocks with all their iron, and then bridge right and left, respectively. At the diamond generators, the bridgers should pick up the diamonds. Normally there are 2 waiting there, so they should pick up the 2, drop 1, and carry 1 on in their inventory. The TNTers have a bit more work to do though. Together, they must work on defense quickly and efficiently, and then follow the bridgers with TNTs. Normally, they leave the generator after they have 40 iron plus 8 gold. Both of them use the gold to buy a TNT. One of them buys 1 set of endstone and 1 set of glass, and the other buys 3 sets of glass. After placing defense, they go right and left respectively. If all goes well, the TNTers should end up breaching the enemy base with the TNT at the same time as the bridger. It is especially important for the TNT rusher to call out important stuff while running along the bridge, such as informing the bridger that someone is bridging up to him, or scouting around to make sure that there are no enemies rushing from mid. Now, once the TNT reaches the enemy base, they should jump down, place the TNT, and then try and run away until it explodes. Now, jumping down and selectively placing the TNT is much better than just bridging over and placing one. This is because the TNTer can place the TNT at the optimum place quickly, which is especially important if the enemy has a massive defense, as well as allowing them to avoid fireballs and other people knocking them off in the air. The bridger should time his jump to the second that the TNT explodes, and then jump down, obviously, and break the bed. This is especially important to time the jump, since more competent enemies will cover up the bed really quickly before the bridger has even jumped down. Together, the pair should then try and team wipe. Afterwards, the pair should either bridge mid or continue around the map and rush the last base through there. In my opinion, it's better to rush through mid, as this helps prevent your base getting mid-rushed and allows you to help the other pair if they're struggling with an enemy team. But you don't necessarily have to, especially if the last team hasn't even bridged to mid. And there you have it, the IYN strategy. Simple, yet highly effective if executed correctly. Now, a couple more tips for you before I go. 1. Have reliable bridgers who won't fall every 5 blocks. It's quite important because, having good bridgers is obviously very useful, but don't go around looking for god bridgers who auto-click and all that. 2. If you're a bridger, bridge high. If you're getting rushed, bridge high. If a team is getting pressure on you, bridge high. I can't stress enough how important getting the high ground is when facing sweats. It's the difference between winning and losing. 3. Be aware of your surroundings, know what's going on, and 4. Make sure you have fun. Now, anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, then do drop a like and let me know if you'd like to see me post more 4v4v4v4 strats. I know quite a lot. Some of them are extremely dumb and funny, but actually work. So they might be interesting. They might make a nice video. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.